Okay, hey, welcome back to Poppa Scott Productions with another episode of Poppa Talks. Today we have my friend Ian Bush. How you doing, bro?
How's it going, Poppa? Glad to be here. One of the people who I really think helps indie professional wrestling out a lot. So,
Oh, wow, thank you.
a lot of places you posted a lot of my stuff just because I happen to be working there. So, I actually appreciate what you do a lot.
I appreciate it. I try to help, you know, I travel with Ty, so I can't sit still.
I hear you.
So let's start out with telling, hey, where are you from?
I was born in Philadelphia. We had to move out of my old neighborhood because it was getting kind of bad. So then we moved out to the suburbs of Reading.
Oh, cool.
So my brothers graduated high school in Philly and my sister. So like I always was back in Philadelphia. And like any chance I get, I would. So it's anywhere in between Philadelphia and Reading.
Nice. So how early did you get interested in professional wrestling?
It's funny. I was just actually telling this story. My brother worked for a video company in Philadelphia that we probably won't want to bring up on this podcast because a lot of bad stuff happened. But he worked for them in the Franklin Mills Mall in Philadelphia, and when he used to get us like All Japan pro wrestling tapes, and we met like Rocky Maivia when he was the Rocky Maivia. We met Edge and Christian. We used to meet, me and my little brother used to meet all these wrestlers. So because my brother used to work there, we used to get in for free and like take pictures with all these people.
Oh, nice. That's good. So growing up, who was your guy? Who was your favorite wrestler?
I was very young. I was always Shawn Michaels and Triple H. I loved DX. And then I think before that, it was a lot of the WCW cruiserweights because my brother always watched them from Japan. So when they would come over or something, he would be like, "Oh, you got to watch these guys in the prelims." And then, you know, I was a little kid, so you go to bed before the main event, and the cruiserweights were always on first.
Right. Oh, cool. Well, tell me how you actually got involved in professional wrestling.
So I was watching the Royal Rumble in like 2011 with my nephews who just had gotten into professional wrestling, and I always played sports my whole life, and I didn't care about winning like a rec league championship or like, you know, like a church league softball division B or anything like that. I didn't care about winning any of that. I wanted something that it mattered if I improved and got better. So I was watching that with my nephews, and I was like, oh, let me start getting back into this. And then I saw the Punk Pipe Bomb promo in the Summer of Punk. I found a place to train off of a website. It was hidden in the back of a WPW in Reading. It was hidden in the back of it, and it was for the Mess Brothers dungeon. So I kind of just like, I was like, all right, let me try to figure out a way to do this. And, you know, it was before like Facebook really blew up or anything. So like I had to dig and to find one around me.
Oh, wow. So where did you start? I mean, where did you started training first? Or you jump in right with a club? Or?
I jumped in with with Mark and Troy Mest in Blandon, Pennsylvania at the dungeon.
Oh, okay.
Trained Steve Carino and then a bunch of people in the indies like Rob Noxious, Adrian Bliss. There's multiple people out on the independent circuit who are at least in some way Mark and Troy helped or set up the ring for, because they were one of the only people that would have a ring. So like they've helped people in the indie scene for a very long time.
So I was wondering why we see you at Valor with Rob and Artemis, so that's pretty cool. So when was your first pro match?
2014.
14, wow. You remember who?
It was Dennis Reaper and Magus versus me and the Silver Assassin. The Silver Assassin, you know, I probably shouldn't say this, but the man under the mask was Ryan Vox.
Oh, cool.
So my first tag partner, my first match was with Ryan Vox.
Nice guy. Yeah, well, let's take a second and look at some of Ian Bush's work. You said you trained at the dungeon.
Yes.
We got a Keikoa seminar going on back here in the back.
He is another man that has done a lot for indie professional wrestling.
Absolutely. I'm hoping to get him on here later after the podcast. So.
Oh man, now he's gonna blow my numbers out of the water. Not fair.
So tell me about your training, maybe some seminars.
For the most part, I don't do a ton of seminars. I go because honestly, Mark and Troy are very good trainers.
Yeah.
But I have trained at least more than a couple times at pretty much every major training facility around Philadelphia. So like the CZW Dojo, the Monster Factory, WXW, the Wild Samoans. I worked for Worker 8 once, which is Keikoa's company. Rob Noxious and Fort Noxious, obviously Mark and Troy in the dungeon. There's just I've touched any place that like where it would help me get better.
So where are you currently working? What different promotions are you at?
So I am currently the Outbreak Wrestling Champion. I work for 1CW. I work for 7 Mountains out in Lewistown. I don't remember if I said CZW Dojo. I've been doing the Dojo Wars, which is like their NXT type thing to get you ready to go up to hopefully their main roster. And then anywhere in between that. Like I worked in DC 2 weeks ago for Cinco de Mayo Fest, which was awesome. It was about 300 people who just loved wrestling. So like they popped on everything. It was awesome.
That's good. Yeah, I know you get around. Well, we see you at Valor.
Yeah.
They got one coming up. It's been a while there.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So, thinking indie wrestling, something very possible. Who would you like to wrestle you haven't wrestled yet?
Killian McMurphy's definitely on my top of my list. He just hits hard. I think me and him would.
The boy.
Yeah. Your son, I have not wrestled him. I'm sorry that I would have to kick his head in one day. There's definitely a bunch more that I'm forgetting, but just Killian is 100% one of the people that have been on my short list of people who I've wanted to work for a while now.
He's fun.
Yeah.
I got an opportunity to punch him in the face and during a match.
Yeah, you know what you say. You can't spell Killian without Ian.
Right. That's funny. So hey. Give me a funny road story or something that's happened to you, maybe in the locker room or with a trip with a bunch of guys or whatever. Got any funny stories or odd stories or?
Wow. Because a lot of what our training involved was going with Mark and Troy on ring rentals because we have a ring that we travel with. So there's always stuff going on and, just crazy, weird stuff. I'm trying to think of one in particular. I'm really bad on the spot with stuff like this because I don't think about it.
We'll come back let you think for a second. But tell me what motivates you? What keeps you going? Keep going because you've been doing it for a little while now.
Yeah, so 2014 was my first match, and I signed up for training in October of 2012. So it's a little under 10 years right now. I don't want any what ifs. It's the big thing that I keep coming back to recently. I don't want any if it comes down to it and I don't make it, I don't get anywhere, I don't do anything cool, that's fine as long as I try. If I don't try, I'll just be mad at myself the rest of my life. Right. So it's just the keeping yourself ready, just what if. What ifs.
In this business too, you just never know things just change.
Right time, right place.
Yeah.
It's amazing how many times people get opportunities just because they happen to be there. Exactly. So that's all. I don't want any what ifs. If it, like I said, if 10 years from now it's over, I never got anywhere, at least I tried. I gave it 100% what I.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. Any funny road story come to your mind or not really?
Yeah, maybe we'll reshoot and add it at the end. I'll think of one in the back and be like, I gotta tell that one.
Okay, well, the way I like to close out my podcast is that I sat here and asked you all these questions. I'm gonna give you an opportunity to ask Poppa a question.
All right, what motivates, other than just having this system, what motivates you to keep doing the videos and keep helping people put out content and trying to produce people.
Yeah, that's funny you asked that, because I've really been struggling lately and really thought about maybe even stopping for a while. It's a lot. I work construction, so I work hard.
Same, so do I.
then you come home, you have to edit, when you can. You get from a show, depending on how many matches, at least an hour a match, to edit.
Wow.
And it gets, and then you're not really appreciating some shows. You get some people who won't work with you, and timing is everything video, and I could go on, but I get upset sometimes. I like to produce a good product, try to.
Until they got on Delmarva here, I used to just work your hard camera anyway, so
Yeah.
sorry, 1CW.
I appreciate that.
So what do you do construction-wise? I'm a union cement mason in Philadelphia.
Well, I'm actually a home improvement contractor.
Gotcha.
Licensed, but I have done commercial buildings, but I mainly do home improvement. I've done new homes and home improvement.
Gotcha, yeah, I do concrete every day.
Yeah, that's tough. I get too bored doing one thing, so I had to do carpentry, which is a big wide variety.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what I don't do is plumbing, electrical.
I think we're on the same boat there.
Yeah,
I do
stuff
not
like that.
touch plumbing or electrical.
Yeah, I don't mess with that stuff. Everything else I can pretty much do. But hey, look, I appreciate. No, before we go, how can my viewers I'm hoping people will start looking for people to book here. They can come here and find out. How can people get up with you if they want to book you, or just say hey?
So Instagram and Twitter, it's _EN Bush. It's all one word, and then Facebook, it's EN Bush EN Bush EN. Other than that, that's about it. Unless you find me, I'll talk to you.
Cool.
If you can't tell, I don't mind talking.
Yeah, I certainly appreciate you giving me some time.
No, I appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Thank you.